Hey y'all, welcome back to Summertime Tarot. If you're new to the channel, my name is Summer and this here is a July reading for Sun, Moon, Rising sign Sagittarius. Alright, so Sagittarius, what I'm picking up is like some of you here may be coming out of like a really dark period here. But it seems like you're back and you're better, for real, for real. But at the same time, I kind of get the vibe that you may be going back to maybe people, places, and things that were kind of comfortable. And I get the sense you're kind of being called, right, to kind of step into like a more of a leadership role, right? Because I kind of get, right, I'm gonna just say it how it come out. Hopefully it doesn't come off offensive, but like I get the sense that you may be kind of following other people, right, and like kind of not speaking up, be it for yourself or when it comes to things like moral. It gives me kind of morality kind of stuff. I don't know. It's almost like you seem like the kind of person to kind of stand up for people or to look out for people. And what I'm picking up is that you may be letting certain things slide, be it, you know, people saying certain things around you or doing certain things around you that at one point you may have, you know, done as well, but now it's like you're in a space right now where it's like it's different. You don't do those things anymore. You kind of see things differently, but you may not be, you know, voicing your concerns or speaking up on certain things that are important to you, basically. Hopefully that made sense. But let's just go ahead and get into the cards. See what's going on here for Sagittarius. Yeah, but also with that, I kind of feel like it's also connected to your own, like following your own path, right? Or is it, yeah, or creating your own path. You may be just going back to things that you once thought were right for you, but at this time it doesn't fit anymore. And I feel like it's time for you to start moving in a new way, moving in a way that is in more alignment with who you are now and who it is that you're becoming. Let's see here. Because I get the sense like people look up to you, or even kind of look to you for guidance in some way. Look at this. Bottom of the deck here we have the Four of Coins. Yeah, it's like it's kind of time for you to kind of start speaking up, I feel here. Like you're holding a lot of gold. A lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge here. Yeah, look, the Emperor. I was just talking about leadership roles here. That's fine. So bottom of the deck here we have the Ace of Blades. Yeah, it's almost like, okay, you may be holding your tongue because you don't want to upset anyone. But let's see what cards we got here. Yeah, it's like you don't want to burn any bridges here. That's what I get from these cards. Yeah. Like there may be relationships here with going back to what I was talking about here, there may be relationships or connections, partnerships, what have you, that you've been putting a lot of energy and effort into, right? That have been with you for some time now. But it's almost like with this moon, yeah, I feel like this is kind of in connection to that kind of dark spot, right? And dark doesn't necessarily mean bad. It just may have been you were in a space where you were just really connecting with yourself and going into, kind of diving deep into who you are and what it is that you want to do, that kind of stuff. And so I feel like now you're kind of coming out of that, and the way that you see the world is different. And it's different from the people that you associate with, connect with, right? How they see the world is different. But you may be having a hard time of expressing this new you, or coming to grips with who you are now and how you make that fit in your current world, in your current reality, right? Does that make sense? I hope this makes sense. Right? Because it's like, okay, now you have the knowledge, but what do you do with it? That's what I'm getting here. What do you do with it? Like, okay, I know this and I know that and I understand this and I see this and I, all that kind of stuff. But how does this fit into my everyday life? How do I make this a part of my everyday life without kind of being seen as crazy or off the handles with the hangman here? Yeah, for some of you this could be about like your own like spirituality, your spiritual path, where you may be kind of seen as, woo woo, so to speak, or into woo woo kind of stuff. But let's clarify here. Let's clarify. I want to clarify the moon. Let's clarify them. Well, yeah, let's clarify the moon. Let's clarify the moon. Okay, so we got the Three of Swords here. So yeah, like a heartbreak could have sent you, or just some kind of disappointment could have sent you inward, where you started looking for answers within or in like the occult and spirituality, right? But it helped you to, I feel, kind of really connect with yourself and even connect with the divine in a deeper way. Yeah. Now this is about getting all spiritual and stuff. For most of you here. Yeah. And it's like I feel like you want to share this with the people that you love the most, that you care about the most, but it's like, okay, I don't want people to think I'm a little, crazy or nothing. Okay. But let's clarify this Emperor. We got the Emperor showing up here twice. Yeah. I feel like this new way of seeing the world, this new understanding of yourself, may be causing some strain on your relationships here. Oh, wait a minute. Goodness gracious. Got cards on the floor. Cards on the floor. Yeah, I just keep hearing the song Heart on Ice. Heart on Ice. Yeah, like you may not You may feel uneasy with certain people that you once didn't. Yeah. This is reminding me a lot of the Leo reading. Right, makes sense, right? Both y'all are fire. But if you have Leo in your chart anywhere, right, be sure to check that reading out as well, because you might have some messages over there as well. Yeah, because it's giving me the vibes like you want to stay true to yourself, true to who it is that you are now, true to your beliefs and all this stuff. But at the same time, it's like, oh my goodness, you know, how do I do that? What's going to my mind is Maya Angelou. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Yeah. So if here, like you're waiting on someone to change or to or to begin to see things the way that you do, it's kind of like needing to accept that you can't control anyone else, right? Really just needing to focus on yourself, to focus on your own path, to focus on your own journey. And if they're meant to come around, if they're meant to stay in your life, they will, right? But it's all about, right, you can't really control them. You can't control, you can't control them. You can't control anyone other than yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like needing to make peace with the reality of things. Only then will you be able to kind of see what's best for you. And these connections or these partnerships, whether or not they will kind of, stand the test of time or not. Yeah. But I'm going to clarify. Let's clarify this Two of Cups. Got the Two of Wands showing up again. Yeah, it's like if you're worried about losing friendships or losing people, losing anything really, it's like the message here is that, I don't know why I pulled all those cards, but the message here is that don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be all right. Okay? Because I feel like, it's like needing to realize you didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just, you've gotten to the point that you guys were supposed to, what's the phrase? Things have ran their course, right? For some of you here. And rather than fighting it, it's just about accepting it and trusting that you will connect with more like-minded people along your path and along your journey. Of course, right, when you care about people, it's kind of hard to be like, dang, man, I really wanted this person, right, my day one to stay with me all the way. But sometimes that doesn't happen, right? But it's no fault of your own or no fault of theirs. It's just, you guys kind of grew apart. You see the world a little bit differently. You're going in different directions. You're going down different paths now. You know what I mean? And rather than try and force things, it just may be that, y'all need a break. And if y'all come back together, then y'all come back together. I mean, that seems kind of gloomy. I'm really sorry here. Let's see. What's the message here for Sagittarius? Ooh. Got the King of Wands, the Eight of Swords again. Okay, and the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. All right, they're wanting you to focus on your own, on your path, on your spirituality, on your growth. It's, what I'm getting from this is like they'll send you what you need when you need it, right? Let go of anything that's no longer serving you, right? This is kind of very direct and to the point here. Yeah. It's I hate to say this, but it's like the more you try and force something, the more you try and force your will onto certain people or to certain situations, the more you end up hurting yourself. So it's like this is about allowing things to unravel and unfold as they may, without you trying to intercede or to direct things, but learning how to follow, right? Oh, wow, that's funny. Going back to what I was saying in the beginning. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about you following here, but it seems like that's kind of the message. Learning how to follow, but not like the people, right? These old people or the, however it's showing up for you. Not following them, but learning how to follow the divine. Learning how to follow the divine within yourself, right? Rather than following other people, be it friends, family, or gurus, whatever. It's like needing to learn how to surrender to the divine, to trust the divine, to trust how things are playing out in your life, and to trust that it's working out for your greatest good, rather than trying to force your will or take the lead on everything, right? Sometimes you got to follow, other times you have to lead, right? And I feel like talking about this following and leading, I feel like when it comes to I feel like I have to reiterate, when it comes to following people, I feel like the message is not to follow people, but to follow the divine, to follow your own inner wisdom and guidance. And if you feel like certain people are no longer in alignment with you, then it's almost like needing to kind of take a step back and allow the divine to kind of show you the way. If it seems like, okay, these people are supposed to stay in your life, be it because you're supposed to lead them in some way, or you're both supposed to kind of work together and grow together in some way, then cool. But if you're kind of being shown that, okay, this is not where it's at for you, then you need to listen. All right. Hopefully that made sense. But let's pull some cards for some shadow work for the month of July, okay? So bottom of the deck here, we have Artificial Heart, and then we have Perchance to Dream and Envious Gluttony. Yeah, this isn't about right, because it fell right on here. So I feel like this is really about you wanting to control things, you wanting to control things, wanting to have your cake and eat it too, basically. Yeah, it's like I feel like for some of you here, right, to just bring it all back to this here reading, you may be receiving guidance or messages or signs, synchronicities, what have you, that certain things you need to disconnect yourself from. Certain people, places, and things you need to disconnect yourself from, but you may be having a hard time of doing so. And so that's gonna be what's showing up for you here in the month of July. It's almost, I kind of get it as like this battle between, you know, what it is that you know, but what it is that you feel, right? Because I feel like feelings, especially with this artificial heart on the bottom of the deck here, maybe infiltrating your mind and making it hard for you to really see clearly or to make the best decisions for yourself. So it's like, I feel like the month of July is going to be important that you spend time really connecting with yourself and connecting with the divine here, so that you can really stay in tune with your intuition and with, you know, what it is, what messages and signs you're receiving. But let's go ahead and read from the book here. So we're going to start with envious gluttony. It says, this card is not just dark, it is unpleasant, sickly disgusting. The difference in the how we feel in front of a vampire as opposed to in front of writhing bugs. It's not an existential darkness that we can paint of romance, drama, and subtle anguish. It is raw, primal, reeking of rotten stench. It feels like there is darkness, and in that black landscape there is a hole leading to an even greater darkness, and that is calling the urge. And that is calling. The urge is pressed down every time, played with, toyed with, treated like something that doesn't belong here. It's like rolling in the mud, bringing out the twisted, refreshing feeling of demeaning oneself. The key is that we don't want to recognize the depth of the envy and the anger. We casted it out of ourselves, and now it's truly a parasitic monster, impossible to accept as something that came out of ourselves. What if we bring light to the pitch dark well? What if the scary monster is just a scrawny, starved feeling? What if it's just a little thing, dark as tar indeed, but to be sorry of, not to be feared? Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like, let me read the other one, then I'm gonna talk. Okay. So perchance to dream, it says, it's the time to surrender, to drown, to dive in headfirst in the cozy, all-enveloping darkness of the blanket. It is a moment of weakness, a desire to close your eyes and surrender just for 1 moment, 1 second, 1 minute. Not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid, just welcoming the darkness outside, within, fully. How long will that moment last? A minute? We can say just a minute, but it's not true. Disappearing is but an instant, just the time to take a breath twice. And yet it can take ages. Ages we will regret. Every time. I'm sorry. Ages we will regret. Ages that we will have lost, like stolen by our own surrendering. And yet we close our eyes. We let one sense after the other slow down to nothing. Sight first, and hearing and smell. Last will be the touch. The comforting hand we all deserve to hold us up when we have done enough and we just cannot but let it go. Yeah. So I feel like this is talking about, right, you really wanting to hold on to certain things, be it connections or relationships or partnerships or mentalities, beliefs, whatever it is, right? And in doing so, it kind of brings more havoc into your life here. That's what I'm picking up with these cards. And so it's like in the month of July, you may find yourself kind of dealing with these desires that you have and working to kind of surrender certain things so as not to be kind of consumed by them. Right? Let's go ahead and close this out with some cards for advice here. So what's the advice here for Sagittarius? Oh, okay. All right, bottom of the deck here, we have choices. When you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you make, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen to and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside you and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. Yeah, this is about going within, y'all. Okay, so we have be proud. It's time to celebrate all that you've achieved, all that you are, and all that you will become. Every once in a while, it's important to stop and acknowledge that what you've achieved and to be proud. Yeah, I feel like this is going back to what I was saying about kind of needing to express yourself. It's making me think of wearing your heart on your sleeve. Right? For some of you, this may not be about, needing to disconnect from certain people or certain relationships. In all honesty, it may actually be about stepping out of this space where you were so kind of closed off for fear of being hurt, for fear of being rejected, or for fear of being seen. And so it's like it's time for you to really open up and connect to who you are, right? All that you've been through, all that you've accomplished, all that you've achieved, learned thus far, right? That's something to be proud of and to be shared with the world without fear or shame or guilt, right? But that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. Hopefully this helped you in some way. If it did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you're interested in booking a personal reading, be sure to head to the description box below for the link to summertimetarot.com to book that. All right, but I truly appreciate you and hope to see you soon. Peace out.